turned saffron? And why has a sporting decision suddenly become a political debate? Is the controversy justified, or should the focus remain on India? Then the ethanol 20 petrol debate gathers fresh momentum. The government makes an important admission in the parliament. Demand for ethanol-free 100-octane petrol is also soaring, and the protesters are now sitting across the table with the centre. Has the conversation around E20 entered a fresh new phase? Also, can electric vehicles save more than 17 lakh Indian lives over the next 25 years? A new global report makes a remarkable claim and will explain what it means for India's roads, the health, and the EV debate when we're talking about our future. Finally, whilst we end our segment, from Glasgow, it's raining medals for Team India. After Mirabai Chanu created history once again, our para-athletes are scripting unforgettable firsts, and with Neeraj Chopra and several others through to their finals, the medal rush is far from over. You're watching In Your Interest with me, Kabir Naqvi. First, the top headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs CCS meet on the West Asia conflict. The Prime Minister calls for development of coordinated mechanism to monitor the measures safeguarding citizens' interest. The focus is on usage of renewable energy sources. Meanwhile, big relief for peaceful student protesters, quote-unquote, as the Delhi government assures to not take legal action against the peaceful protesters. Action does not extend to persons and people having any criminal antecedents or history. Karnataka Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar to hold an all-party meet on the Kaveri River water sharing on the 2nd of August. Well, our opening story is about a hockey jersey, but the debate has gone far beyond that sport. A change in colour has triggered a political storm. Hockey India has unveiled the new saffron primary jersey for the Indian men's and women's teams ahead of the Hockey World Cup. The traditional blue jersey, synonymous with Indian hockey, even football and cricket, for decades now, has made way for saffron, and the backlash has been swift as well. Former India captain Viren Rasquinha was among the first to question the move publicly. His point was simple. India's hockey identity has always been blue. He asked, what is the logic of orange? And compared it to Argentina abandoning its iconic blue and white football stripes when you're talking about the football kit. Hockey is to India what football is to Argentina, he said. But as the debate intensified, so did the politics around it. And we're here to question, why did that actually particularly happen? Now soon, political parties, they entered the conversation, questioning the symbolism of the colour. Supporters of the move, meanwhile, argued that saffron is one of the 3 colours of the Indian tricolour and cannot automatically be viewed through a political lens. But interestingly, Viren Rasquinha himself later clarified that his criticism was never supposed to be political. He said his concern was about legacy, about identity, about sporting tradition, not about ideology. And then came Hockey India's explanation. Now you can decide for yourself whether the clarification stands. The Federation says this wasn't a political decision at all, it was a technical one. And why they're saying that is because according to Hockey India, the traditional blue jersey often blends with the blue synthetic turf that is now used in the international hockey, affecting visibility during play, passage of play, identifying your own players, blue pitch, blue stockings, blue jerseys, maybe sometimes blue hockey sticks as well. It gets difficult. So on a technical level, it's difficult. And the decision, they say, was taken after detailed consultations with the coaches, with the support staff, with the players, and Saffron emerged as the preferred alternative. The federation also points out that India has worn yellow and sky blue kits in previous World Cups as well.
टीम इंडिया का दोनों महिला पुरुष का जर्सी लॉन्च हुआ, तो इस बार ऑरेंज रखा गया है। और हाँ, ये बात मैं मानता हूँ कि कई सालों से जो लेगेसी था, जो टीम इंडिया का कलर ब्लू हम पहनते थे, और कई सारे टूर्नामेंट, कई सारे इम्पोर्टेंट टूर्नामेंट हम लोग खेले हैं। इवन मैं भी ब्लू पहन के खेला हूँ। लेकिन इस बार जो चेंज किया गया है, अरे पहली बार नहीं है, 2014 में भी मेरे ख्याल से येलो कलर था टीम का, 2018 में भी मेरे ख्याल से लाइट ब्लू कलर चेंज हुआ था। और इस बार भी हमारे कोचेज, सपोर्टिंग स्टाफ और प्लेयरों की तरफ से, कैप्टन्स, उनकी तरफ से सजेशन आया था कि ग्राउंड भी, जो हॉकी टर्फ फील्ड भी है वो भी ब्लू है, और जो प्लेइंग किट है खिलाड़ियों का वो भी ब्लू है। कहीं ना कहीं टेक्निकली कहीं ना जब खेल रहे हैं उस दौरान कहीं ना कहीं विजिबिलिटी उस हिसाब से नहीं हो पा रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत फील कर रहे हैं। सो इसलिए उनका सजेशन आया था कि दो कलर के लिए आया था, एक येलो कलर, दूसरा ऑरेंज कलर के लिए। और देखा गया कि ऑरेंज कलर हमारे जो देश के नेशनल कलर है, ऑरेंज कलर, 3 कलर में 1 कलर ऑरेंज कलर है, तो इसलिए ऑरेंज कलर को चूज किया गया।
So that's the Federation President and his viewpoint. The new jersey, Hockey India says, also incorporates elements of the tricolor, the Ashoka Chakra, the Sudarshan Chakra, and Devanagari typography to reflect India's heritage and identity. So tonight, the larger question isn't just about the color of this jersey. Can a sporting decision be viewed purely through the lens of performance and practicality? Has every national symbol become so politically contested? Or is this simply the inevitable consequence of today's hyper-polarized public discourse? Because as India prepares for a World Cup where it hopes to end a 50-year wait for the title, one has to wonder, are we spending more time debating the color of the jersey than the team's chances of lifting the trophy altogether? Let's discuss this with our panelists, two very credible voices. Mr. Mahavir Rawat, sports journalist, with us on the broadcast, and advocate Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, with us on the broadcast as well. Mr. Rawat, what do you make of this? And, you know, it's great to see you covering the Commonwealth Games as well. See you in a different avatar altogether. Some good gold medal rush coming from that end as well. And let's hope that, you know, our men in Saffron this time around can do the same when it comes to hockey. But are we witnessing a genuine sports debate, or has this become another political flashpoint? And why I'm asking you that is because people are saying, why only Saffron? And I'm here trying to understand what's wrong with Saffron. As long as the players play good hockey, it doesn't matter what color they're wearing.
Look, there are 3-4 layered aspects that I would like to highlight over here. Now, Dilip Turkey said that you know, the players were consulted. So I'm sure he would we would be very curious to know that which players were consulted. When did the first meeting happen? What was the minutes of the meeting? They said yellow was given as an option, and orange was given the option. So we would like to see all those, you know, details coming out. When was the first meeting happen? When was the second meeting happen? Who all players gave you the feedback that it should be orange? Because for my knowledge, even the players were shocked to see this kind of orange t-shirt. And there's a joke going on between sports journalists that just as we released this orange t-shirt, Holland has changed their color to blue. You know, because India and Holland can't be playing with orange, right? And come on, this is this is a federation who is trying to either implement orders or trying to please someone up above, saying that, look, we are totally following your agenda, we are totally following what you want us to do. So just whatever complaints that are coming from various angles towards us, so you please don't focus on that. You focus on the jersey. And this whole shout about hockey getting orange, I was so shocked to see cricket getting orange. There is all of a sudden, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years back, we started wearing orange. Our travel
Yeah,
kits were
yeah.
orange. Our practice kits were orange. And orange was one color which was never associated with Indian, at least for sports. But I guess of late, everything has become orange. And let's hope that we get more trophies with this, because to be very honest, you can wear whatever. You can wear white, and I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
that
yeah.
white white was actually a good color to wear on
I
blue
think
turf.
we had a white hockey jersey. That was a second,
Look,
secondary. Yeah.
every team when they play an international tournament, they are supposed to select a home jersey and away jersey.
An
So kind of,
alternative kit, an alternate kit.
an alternative kit. So blue was a primary kit, and when the other team used to play with a dark color, so
Yeah.
we used to go with a light. We used to go in with white hockey India, exactly, and
That's
then
right.
we had those blue strips and blue India written in blue.
Even at the
So
Tokyo Olympics, I remember even at the Tokyo Olympics, we had the white alternate jersey, because when you're playing Japan, they're going to wear blue. And in this case, like you pointed out, if we're playing Netherlands or, the Dutch team, they're going to be wearing the orange. But, and welcome, Advocate Thapa, for taking out the time. But Mr. Rawat, some of the points that you made here, you're saying that even the players were a little bit shocked when they got to know about this. Then why is the Hockey Federation going out and saying that the players were consulted, this is a technical call, the staff is consulted, the coach is consulted?
it's a damage control. Let's understand that it's a damage control. And look, you and me have not played this game. We have just covered the game. So let's understand the perspective of the people who have put their sweat in it. So if Viren Rasquinha, such a big voice, is saying that this is not the jersey that I associate myself, so so that means that even he was never, look, he's a hockey player. He belongs to a Go Sports Foundation. He's a founder member of a foundation which just pumps in a lot of money for the sports. So if he is shocked at watching a T-shirt, so let's respect the players who have played these games. And there are many voices who said that, look, it's okay. It's that no one has anything against orange, or no one has against any color. But why change? Because we all say we bleed blue. It's a team blue. And we call Blue Brigade. And so I don't see any logic except something. I mean, I don't anything believe that Turkey sir has said just now.
I mean, we only bleed red. That's the actual biology. And, even at that, it's really dark red. Maybe we can start bleeding saffron or start bleeding orange as well. Advocate, what's your take here? Hockey India says the decision was based on player and coach feedback. Mr. Rawat here says some of the players were also shocked when they got to know about this. Who are these players that were consulted? Would you like to bring the minutes of that meeting into the public domain? I think that's a credible ask. But the point and the most prudent logical understanding, because I've played enough sports in my life as well, to understand that, if both the teams cannot be wearing the same color, but if the ground and the pitch itself is synthetic blue, and your jersey and your stocking colors are also blue, it will hamper with the visibility, with the technicality just a little bit. So, is the opposition politicizing this for no reason, unnecessarily calling things out? Because there are lots of sports fans and sports lovers out there that are saying that, as long as the team wins, it doesn't matter what color they wear.
Has to be. I think the bigger agenda is India should win, and that is what we all want, whatever color of the jersey could be. But the reality is that this is the kind of change system which is happening, which has not happened. This kind of color politics have not happened in our country since more than 75 years, since we got independence. We were never debating on jersey color. We were never debating on that, because no political party did that. No political party would have even tried to have their political flag or their political color in the jersey of any sporting arena. So this is the first time which is happening, and this is something which is concerning. It is not shocking. It is not surprising. It is just concerning. Concerning why? Because we have as youngsters, or as anyone who have been associated with any kind of sports, we have always been wanting to have a blue jersey. We have always said that we bleed blue. We want our blue team blue to win. That's what we have as Indians, as 1.5 billion Indians have always been associated with it. This feeling of that orange jersey, that you bleed orange or orange team, does not go with our country. It is not that.
But isn't it part of the tricolor? I mean, my apologies. I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here. I love the blue jersey. I love the blue jersey when it comes to football, hockey, even cricket. But if the reasoning is technical, even if the players have not come out and spoken about it, are we politicizing it too much? And Saffron is part of that tricolor as well. I understand the ideology. I understand in the contemporary setup, it can give a different association and connotation. But, I mean, a green team, a green jersey is not going to happen because, well, hey, Pakistan wears that. So that's a big no-no in any case, and for various other ideological reasons. But what's wrong with saffron? I mean,
saffron, nothing is wrong with saffron. The identity of saffron, the tricolor is not only saffron. The tricolor is saffron. There is blue, there is white, there is green. So tricolor, our flag competes with tricolor plus the blue color, and that it is not Indian flag. It is not the jersey is entirely of the tricolor. It is just the saffron color, and saffron color is completely associated with BJP. And if even with by that standard, I don't say that it's a BJP color because it's a saffron color. It can be associated with anything. Though saffron in your ticker, it is going on saffron, symbolizes so many things. Other colors also symbolizes so many things. There is no negative color in colors. Every color symbolizes something, be it yellow, be it blue, be it black, be it any color. So the reality is that the kind of politics it has been played around, and BJP wants that. BJP wants that debate to happen on saffron. But tell me which player of hockey was consulted. Give me that one player's name which was consulted. And before consulting, when did that meeting happen? Because as per the Hockey Federation also, the meetings were not there in the last 3 months. When was that meeting actually happened on the t-shirt color decision by the players? And who were those players who were involved? So it is not about politicizing it. It's about you want to have that debate. BJP wants that we should have a debate. A prime time debate of our country should be debating on the jersey color, while it's been there since so many years. It's not that the blue color ground was not there previously. It's not that we have not won on blue color ground. We have won on blue color grounds. We have played on blue color grounds. We have played with the same jersey. Only visually from TV, you would not understand it. But apart from watching it, apart from television, you understand the ball, you understand the hockey sticks everywhere. It is not that the players go blind.
There is a little bit of a problem. There is a little bit of a problem. If you're playing football on a lush patch of green grass and you're wearing fluorescent yellow jerseys, or you're wearing green jerseys, it not only becomes a problem for the enemy, which could come in handy, but it becomes problem for you because we're watching it from a tele lens. We're watching it from a vantage point. When you're on the field and you're laterally inverted with each and every player, you're looking at them at eye level. It does create a little bit of a problem. I mean, a lighter shade of blue and a darker shade of blue would also create that kind of a problem.
Yeah, we could have gone for white. We could have gone for some creative. We could have gone for many things, but going with saffron, having a mandala, having lotus around it, you can symbolize it that it is a national flower and everything. But we know the reality. It is BJP wanting us to debate on saffron and say that, see, these are anti-saffron, these are anti-jersey, anti-India, and they cannot go with any other color but blue. So these are just bizarre political points while the country is thinking of so many things. We want to discuss on this. So this is what BJP wants us to discuss.
Okay. Mr. Rawat, you see, if you believe that the players were not consulted, and if you think that's because if they weren't consulted, then this actually is a big problem. Then this is, needless to say, politics being dragged into the sport, and we've put performance on the back bench, and it doesn't really matter what we're doing on the pitch. All that matters is that we politicize everything. Do you think that the players are also mum on this? Shouldn't they come out and maybe talk about this if they weren't consulted? What do you expect? I mean, from your lens of being a sports journalist here.
Since when has any sports person expressed any of his opinion on any of the topics for the last 15 years? I just wanted to know any of the topics. People are afraid of their career. People are afraid of their selection, of their election, or whatever. God knows what is happening. So let's not get into this. All I am saying that our hockey league is in disarray. There are foreign players who backed out at the last moment for fees not being paid. The franchises are not paying your Hockey India teams. You have just 4 women's team in the league, and our women's team have not been able to go into Olympics. We have not been able to qualify for Olympics, and the coaches is a problem. Srijesh, who was joined with junior team, has a problem now that the senior teams have come. I mean, do we have less problems in our hand that we want to have another talking point? Okay, I said wear orange, just get me the World Cup. No.
And then Advocate Thapar will say, the BJP will start taking credit for that World Cup as well. 50-year-long wait, and then the BJP says that, hey, look, we delivered.
And this whole optics of going, look, I am involved in production. I was the production in charge when the World Championship happened. The blue Mondo track always looks good on TV, but it does not mean that nobody can wear blue on that. For God's sake, today all the medal winners, Dilip Gavit is wearing a blue when he won the medal. So couldn't we recognize him on that blue Mondo track? We did. The production cameras are gone when the day, then the blue is merging with the blue and the white is merging with the white. This gone. So
Not just about the production cameras. Okay, I'll ask you something else, Mr. Rawat. When was the first time these blue synthetic pitches came to light? Because I remember we've played on the blue synthetic pitches, just like, Advocate also pointed out, we've played on the blue, wearing the blue, but this is something fairly new. It's been about 15 or 16 years since we've been playing on the blue synthetic pitches.
The problem was there. The problem was there when all the sports started getting under the lights. Under the lights, it becomes a problem when you have a green turf. So for the cameras, the turf was turned into blue, and even the ball, the white ball, they designed it that somehow it should be a little off yellow so that you can see it much better. So that I understand with the equipment, with the but if they are giving it the logic, all I am saying is the legacy. Can you imagine a Brazil just giving up a yellow? Or they say that, look, we don't care for legacy. It took so many years. I think hockey is the only sport we have won the most number of Olympic goals. And I think every time we went blue. So did no one in the earlier 60, 70 years have this idea that let's put it in orange? So why all of a sudden start doing all this, which is why replace something which is not damaged? No complaints from any production came of that the team is not visible, or did we give a wrong pass in the D area to some other player just because he was not wearing a blue? I mean, what kind of logic are they giving? I don't even understand. And look at the popularity of the game. Will you be able, can you tell an Argentinian player who is not wearing a blue and a white that, just support this team the same way that you supported Messi or Maradona? I mean, there are some things that you are used to in your life.
Okay.
You like the sky to be blue.
I understand. And I think you're making a credible point, because on the lever scales, we're weighing legacy, which is equally important here. And on the other hand is performance. Both of these are equally important. I'm gonna ask you to decode that for us just a little bit more, but let me bring in Mr. Thapar here. Advocate, former captain Viren Rasquinha, just like Mr. Rawat was telling us, he clarified that his objection was not about the ideology, it was about legacy. It was about identity. It wasn't about politics. So why are we politicizing this? And before you answer, let's play out this reaction from Priyanka Gandhi. This is from outside the parliament, and this is my understanding and my limited opinion is that even I love sports. I love all kinds of sports. But then in this garb of politicizing, we take it a step and a notch further. Nobody even knows half the team's names, but we're so worried about the jersey. And that's another problem for me. That's for a different day, but listen into what Priyanka Gandhi had to say, and then Advocate Thapar right on the other side.
ये चाहे यूनिफॉर्म बदल लें, ये एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में भी अपनी इतिहास को बदलने की कोशिश करते हैं, कुछ भी कर लें. आपने देखा हमारे देश के युवा क्या सोचते हैं इसके बारे में. हमारे देश के युवा सारे जंतर मंतर में जितने भी इकट्ठे हुए थे, वो क्या कह रहे थे इसके बारे में आप सबने सुना. ये देश की आवाज़ है. ये देश, इस देश की आज़ादी के लिए जो लड़ाई लड़ी गई वो अहिंसा और सत्य पर आधारित थी. उसमें आरएसएस कहीं नहीं थी.
I mean, simply the question was about the politics and the jersey, but it has gone back to the examination reform bills. I understand that the flavor is the anti-paper league bill in the parliament and the protests at Jantar Mantar, but I mean, the political debate has continued, and I think that's also a problem, isn't it, Advocate Thapar?
No, in a democratic country wherein there is opposition, there is people in power, there would be politics, and asking questions and criticizing the government so that the government improves for the betterment of our country is not wrong. Only thing is there is no consultative process. The biggest problem which I have with this government is that they don't discuss. They didn't believe in consultation. They don't believe in expertise from someone else. They believe that mujhe sab kuch aata hai, I know everything, I am the best in my particular field, and then in all the fields. The biggest problem is that I am good in all the fields. I can be a great scientist, I can be a great teacher, I can be a great anchor, a great sportsman, a great designer, and everything. So this is where the problem of our country is coming right now. There is expertise of various fields, various experts are there in our country, but we don't want to have that consultative process. We believe that anyone who gives an answer to us, or we believe that anyone who gives a suggestion to us is either anti-national or is coming from Khalistan or is a Pakistani, and which can be a counter narrative also, which can be a counter questioning also, but that does not mean that you are against our nation. That is not the case. Even with this jersey, had it been a collective consultative process and all the hockey players together and all the experts, I am not an expert in hockey and I am no expert in the viewership of that hockey also, where will that light will go, or where will the ball go, or where will the blue pitch and the orange or the saffron color match or mismatch. But my question is, are the experts being questioned? And who are the experts here? The former hockey players, the hockey commentators who live in this game, who believe in this game. They are the right people. And me as a nationalist, as a watcher of the game, would want my country to win. My question will come when an Holland player or an Indian player, the immediate idea of me of a jersey would be blue. I would end there. That is my expertise. My expertise of a jersey of India would be blue. I would bleed blue. I would talk blue because that's my idea. And suddenly in 2026, I'm saying bleed orange.
Or bleed yellow. Or bleed yellow. The alternative jersey is yellow.
Yeah, but I would not relate to it. Immediate relation will not happen. That is my expertise. As an Indian, my expertise of relation will not happen because I'm not an expert. The only pointed understanding and only pointed failure of this government is, or the people associated with this government in this federation or related federation, is they don't discuss. The only point is have a consultation with an expert. आपने कितने captains को बुलाया, women captain को बुलाया, did you call the male captain and did you discuss that are we okay with orange color, because we have a headmaster who's telling us that we have to go with orange, but are you okay with it? Right. There would be something which would have minutized and said no, we would not want to go with orange, or we would want to go with orange, and then it ends the debate.
I understand. You're saying that there should be enough dialogue, that all sides should have been given a fair say here. The final, comment of this segment, Mr. Rawat, I think what we've understood is that this is more about legacy and identity than it is about ideology. We've also understood that we might be politicizing this a tad bit, but like Advocate Thapar said, it's a democracy and we're allowed to cite our opinions and voice our concerns wherever is possible. You're also saying that it doesn't matter the color, just get me the trophy, and then, all of this debate will be put to rest. But I'm trying to understand, legacy is equally important. So is, the ideology. And for anybody out there who's watching the show is saying that your focus is also not on the World Cup, how about you throw some light on the current hockey team also, sir? Tell us what kind of chances do we have? We have a lot of teams that are in the pool this time around. How difficult will our chances be? How strong is the team this time around? I think let's end on that note. Let's talk about Team India.
No, it's going to be a little tough for us because we just have not been playing up to that level. And also in those FIH matches that I have seen, we have just failed to impress. The kind of hockey, I think fitness has become a little bit problem here. There has been some problem with the team selection also. And first of all, the consistency that you need from a champion team is kind of missing. And if a person is not sure about the role that he has to play, then it becomes very difficult. But with hockey, you never know. We are in India. We are expecting a lot of fan following over here, people coming in and playing as the 12th man. But one thing that, it really pains me is, there are so many colors on the flag, and there's a reason that I have been wearing green on this particular show and on for this particular aspect today. That green is also a color on a flag. It is never seen anywhere in any of the jerseys. So have we just discarded green? And maybe that's why I purposely am wearing green today. So what I am saying is, it pains
your protest has been registered, Mr. Rawat. Let's just say that.
It pains me when Viren Rasquinha says that. Look, I have not put my sweat and blood in hockey. Viren Rasquinha has.
Yeah, that's a
I have
credible
not
point.
put blood and sweat in hockey, but there are so many other players. At least ask them, tell them, or if you don't agree with them, call them. But it says first there is usually the course of action is there is a discussion, then there is a conclusion. In here, there is a conclusion. Now discuss how do you reach to that conclusion.
Oh, you mean to say just like how the E20 policy was brought in? Or, maybe I'm bringing in another pattern, another analogy.
There are so many things.
But hey, in that, on that note, E20 is also a green fuel. Let's just leave it at that. You see, at the end of the day, a jersey is meant to unite a team, not divide a nation. Tradition certainly matters, legacy certainly matters, identity also matters, and we've got Advocate Thapar who's been voicing his concerns. We've got, Mr. Rawat who's registered his protest with that green jersey, and every fan out there also has the right to express an opinion. But when the federation says that the decision was driven by player feedback, who are these players? Will they ever come out and speak? It hasn't happened in the last 14, 15 years, just like Mr. Rawat pointed out. And on-field visibility, perhaps the main explanation
now they will.
that deserves...
Now they will, because the Hockey India is under so much of pressure from today and
Let's
tomorrow.
Hope. Let's
Just
hope.
wait, how many players come out and say that this jersey is fantastic?
Maybe.
And we have no problem.
I don't know whether
Now
they're going
they
to come
will.
out and say whether the jersey is
They will.
fantastic or not. But hey, okay, you know what? I'll tell you one little thing. I like the jersey as well. I mean, I like the mandala graphics. Maybe it would work on a white jersey with the blue, accents as well. But the orange one, not so bad also. I understand all that we're decoding and debating and the bleed blue factor that comes with it. As India heads into the World Cup after decades of waiting, maybe the bigger conversation should be about goals, the medals, and maybe we can get it after 50 years of wait, and not just the color of the shirt. If we land that trophy, the color will not matter. On that note, Advocate Thapar, many thanks for taking the time. Mr. Rawat, great to see you with the CWG, comparing and the CWG analysis. Let's hope our gold rush and the medal tally over there increases as well. Many thanks, gentlemen, for taking on the time.
Thank you.
All right, then, we're shifting into a quick commercial breather here, and we were talking about E20, the green fuel that's coming right on the other side, because the E20 row is not going anywhere. There are fresher updates and elements that we need to talk about. Two very credible voices that are going to be with you right on the other side. And what's more is that 100% octane fuel, there's a major surge in its demand, even though it's 160 plus rupees per litre. Why is that happening? We'll decode all of that on In Your Interest. Don't go anywhere.
Dear bestie, how can I thank you for those long, tight, it will be alright hugs, for those unladylike laughter sessions, for healing me? How can I thank you? They say the truest friendship